live. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Negrito Grande
Yeah,
broadcasting right from
yeah, yeah.
Mexico all the way to the Dominican Republic. Got the brothers on the line, brothers abroad community. What's going on? So pretty much we about to just drop some knowledge, and me, I'm about to learn a few things about the DR from these good brothers. The topic is Black men are allowed to be taken advantage of by Dominican women. And I'm going to give you guys my reasoning and my thoughts on why that should be possible. And this conversation, it might flow into different topics as well because me and the brothers that's on the panel, we kind of got into other topics too that are very hot that will put you guys on game, including myself, if you guys decide to go to the DR. So let's jump right into it. So I'm gonna voice my piece, and you guys can, James. We got brother James on the line, and we got brother Alvin. They're actually both in the DR right now. So James,
Yeah.
For all the new people, let them know who you are and how long you've been down there, and just kind of introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is James. It's almost been about 2 years now, but I've been coming out down here for a while. But I've learned a lot of things. I've lived with Dominican women. I've gotten to the point where sometimes people think I'm Dominican, or they think that I'm a Dominican trying to pretend to be an American. I'm this here thinking that all the time. Like that actually happened a couple of days ago. Like I actually had to show this girl my passport and like my driver's license. She's like, "No, I still don't believe you." I'm like, "All right, whatever."
Okay, now which part of the DR do you live in?
I live in the Puerto Plata province. I'll just keep it at that.
Now, Alvin, introduce yourself and where do you live at in the DR? Or in what area do you live in?
I live in the southern part of DR, the capital, Santo Domingo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just me. I'm same for James. I've been here for about basically a year and some change. It's it's an experience, positive, negative, just like anything else, just learning life lessons and learning how the logistics of part in far as knowing the people and knowing how people are. And so it makes you, when you get out of a country or you get out of an environment you're so used to doing your whole life, and then you go to a new environment, you adapt to it. It's a change, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good change because it's healthier for you. So, yeah.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to dive right into the topic because that's pretty much what I want to talk about and give my reasoning, because I know all the listeners like, well, what the hell do you have to say about us black men being taken advantage of, and it's okay to be taken advantage of by Dominican women? All right, so here's my reasoning behind it. Well, me and the brothers on the panel and a lot of other brothers that actually have been to the DR, and we kind of have a reputation, black American men, going down there, blowing a ton of money, and just being showboats, pretty much, being super flashy, and just going buck wild and not being humble about it. Now, it's cool to spend a lot of money down there, but just do it in a humble way. Now, that brings up my point on why I think black men are allowed to be taken advantage of, is because it's like this. Look, when you go down there and these Dominican women in these tourist areas, they're trained by us black men. It's an agenda. As we go down there, hit the strip clubs, we spend a bunch of money, we wall out, and we showboat. I can't even say we because I'm not included because I haven't been down there. But for the men that have been down there, they have a reputation of showboating and being, on a higher rank or showing off more than the locals down there that are Dominican. So what am I? All right, cool. If you guys want to showboat, you guys want to just fucking be flashy, why not, or why is it wrong for us to take your guys' money if you're putting it out there like that? And that shit it's true. You're training them. Hey, look, I got money. I'm gonna flash it every time I'm out here. So why is it wrong for them as the women to not take it from them? Do you guys agree or disagree?
I think these girls should take every last dime these guys have if they're stupid enough to flaunt their money. I mean, I feel like it's not just black men, but we've taken it to a completely different level because we want to live the rap fantasy.
Mm-hmm. And that's how I look at it. It's how you train one person or a group of people. If you continuously do something, they're gonna remember that same pattern. And you can't be mad at them for them sticking to that same pattern that you trained them based upon. So you spend money, you can't be mad at them for taking it. You say, oh, they're gold diggers. Well, if they didn't know you had money, if you had no business flaunting it and you were really humble and try to blend in like a local, though they just might treat you like a local. But the more you show shit off, the more you're exposing yourself. That's just kind of how it is. So I don't blame them for taking money for grabs if motherfuckers are just throwing it out there and showboating it. That's how it is. So that's my reasoning behind the topic. If you are a tourist, an American, but specifically I'm talking to the American brothers, you guys should not complain and don't complain about these Dominican girls being gold diggers. All they want is money, and all they talk to you about is, helping them out. It's because it's the profile that we've built. It's the profile that we show them on. That's the reputation. So a way to break that is to kind of minimize that. Be humble about it. Show them that you're a little different. Give them some rules about it. Like, hey, look, I don't know what you used to, but this is the situation. I like you. We can get to know each other, and we can fill out the situation then and there. And if everything runs smooth, based on how you critique it, then you can make your grown ass decision on what you want to do. Do you want to proceed with it, or you want to kick rocks? What do you guys think about that?
Is Brother Al on the line?
What was that?
Well, anyway, here's my thing. A lot of brothers come down trying to live the rap fantasy. They come down 6 deep, being loud, playing the loud music. They got the gold chains and stuff like that. And at first, that seems cool. They're having fun, but it actually makes them a target because that's when the girls, the chulos, the motoconchos, the taxis are going to come at them crazy, charging them ridiculous rates. And they think, oh, man, I got money. I can do this. No, but the people consider you a palomo, a fool, an idiot. You know what I mean? So, if most of these guys don't even speak Spanish, and if they understood what half these girls say about them, even after the girls fuck them, like, just because she fucks you doesn't mean she likes you. She takes your money and she'll give it to her chulo, who might even be the taxi guy that dropped you off. So they're going to work you. They're both going to work you because here having sex is like having a handshake. You know what I mean? Back in the United States, we're conditioned that, oh man, sex is like, the most intimate thing. They don't consider it like that. So when brothers come down here, they have to come with a completely different mentality. And living down here, you start to understand that. Now,
that's very true.
You understand it fast because if you don't, or you end up in some really fucked up situations. But I know these brothers, man. I gave her whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. She just used that money to buy her chulos some Jordans. Or, you know what I mean? It's crazy. And these girls tell these guys these stupid-ass stories, and these guys believe them because they come from the United States simping. And even though they might, quote-unquote, look good, and they might be all muscled up and chained down and all have all the These girls don't care about that. They really don't. You could be super handsome and this and that. They care about the money for the most part, and they care about if you do have game, but the game that they like is completely different than game that American guys might have. You know,
Amen. Amen on that one.
so you could come with that New York shit. Oh man, I'm from New York, because the New York guys get hit on the head the worst out of anybody. Those guys end up with the most horror stories. And they end up paying out the ass for everything, always having issues with the cops, always having issues with everything because they think they're the man. And then, and it's sad that we kind of, as a people, because we haven't been shown love for so long, we try to use our dollars to try to receive that love rather than actually trying to build real relationships with people. And we feel like, hey, we can get somebody to love us with the money. The girls don't love you; they love the money because you know who they love. They love the person that they give their money to, which might be the chulo or the baby or their mom, grandma. If a girl shows you that she really cares about you, she'll be with you without the money. But these brothers don't get that. They're like, they'd rather brag and say, "Oh man, I got this girl. She's light skinned with a fat ass," and that's all they're thinking about. And I understand, yeah, you come down here to have fun and stuff like that, but you can't go back home and brag, "Hey, you just bought some some pussy from a fat, girl with a fat ass and light skin." I mean, no other race of people does that except for us.
Yeah, and let me tell y'all something. Let me holla at the audience. That's one of the biggest things out here in Latin America, and for all the brothers that haven't been outside of the U.S. and traveled to different countries, but me, I'm out here in Mexico, and brother James, he's out there in the DR. They're both Latin American countries, and you have to realize they love their local people. Yes, they do appreciate outsiders, extranjeros, and tourists, but they're really buckled down to their local community and how they grew up culturally and traditionally. So that whole materialistic thing, that shit is out the door. Like, a lot of people always bring up, hey, she just want to get a green card. Like, those fucking days are outnumbered. That's dinosaur fossiled. So it's like me being out here in Mexico, like, nobody fucking talks about, oh yeah, I need a green card, and like, people love to be where they're from and where they're at, So the whole bringing that American mentality, we got this, we got that, we the best, we're the most wealthiest country on this planet, and that's true, but in their homeland, they weren't brought up like that. That's how we were brought up as Americans. They learned how to be traditional and love each other of what they have and are able to work with, versus we have to glorify everything on the materialistic side in the States. So again, my biggest key word is humbleness. Try to humble yourself when you come down to these different countries, and not only the DR, Mexico, and Brazil, just anywhere you go. The more humble you are, people will look at you as, okay, we're as equals. You're not trying to be better than me, because that shit is a turnoff in all aspects. And that's kind of how it is. I've ran into a lot of situations. Me first, moving out here to Mexico, I was a fucking knucklehead, and hey, yeah, I took a bunch of losses, coming from the States, not knowing how it operates out here, but I had to settle down and learn how the game goes, how the game operates out here, and really understand it. So I'm okay taking those losses, because I bounced a shitload, lot more out here. So, James, how do you feel about that? In the DR.
Man, I've gone through so much stuff here. I've had a lot of great times. I've also had some fucked up situations, but a lot of these situations make you a lot tougher.
Yep.
I see guys get hit over the head all the time. I hang out with some girls that, work guys, get the Western Union money, have their house paid, have me come through or have somebody else come through while these guys are back in the States or in Canada, wherever they come from. But I see some of these idiots just sending these girls money and just all types of stuff. And everybody does it, but it's just the difference between being an idiot and being, just a guy is if you continue to do it. Because everybody, once they leave the Matrix, they still kind of have to shake the Matrix mentality off of them. Hey, you still got to, pay everything and, take them out to dinner and do this and this. When in reality, you shouldn't really be doing all that until you know somebody.
Yes.
Because, like, for instance, back home in the United States, guys want to take girls on expensive trips and stuff. Number one, why do you bring sand to the beach? But all that aside, say for instance, you actually do like a girl and stuff like that. You should never go on an actual trip. This is just my personal opinion. You should never go on a trip outside the country or really outside of your state where you're spending significant money if you haven't been with that person for more than a year. That's the truth. If you haven't been with this person, you shouldn't be going anywhere of any significance where you're coming out of your pocket and you're buying hotels and stuff, unless you both go half. And these guys get so enamored with these girls. These guys get these girls visas, send them $3,000 just to come to the States. As soon as they get their ass to the States, they kick rocks. I'm like, it's hilarious. And these guys, I laugh at these guys so much because I'm like, man, you thought you were the man. You had all the muscles. You talked the street lingo. I'm whoop whoop whoop. I'm like, okay, this girl's gonna show you exactly who she thinks you are. So it's hilarious because we start to realize, oh man, I'm really not the shit because I was just pretty much leading with my wallet versus leading with my mind. Because think about this. How can a girl without a high school education work you out of thousands of dollars? Why? Because she has a pussy. That's why. That's how powerful it is. You have to have the testicular fortitude to hold back and make a logical decision how you're going to deal with her. If you just say, oh man, she got a fat ass, I hope I'm going to get some, whatever, and then just throw money at the wall and hope something sticks, that doesn't work. Guys come down here and have fun, and that's cool. But if you're looking for a quality relationship, then you really have to read into somebody who they are, how they interact with other people, and not just you. If a girl has a history of fucking people over, or anybody has a history of fucking people, what makes you think that it's not going to happen to you? Ego. Ego is really the number one thing that gets guys in trouble because they assume that somebody was outside my house, but ego gets guys in trouble because they think, man, I'm the boss nigga. I'm the Future clone or Migos clone. They come down here looking like their favorite mumble rapper, and thinking that's gonna get the girls. Thinking that's gonna get the girls. That's gonna get the girls all right. That's gonna get the girls that are gonna get in your pocketbook, and then call their cop boyfriend, and their boy's gonna come down and say, hey, she said you did this. The embassy's not coming to help you, so we just took your passport. So either you're gonna come up with this $5,000 or $10,000 U.S. cash, or you're gonna sit in this jail cell. And trust me, guys, the U.S. embassy is not coming for you. Read the embassy website. They let you know. They'll send a priest and some vitamins. I'm dead serious. They're not even gonna give you some food. They're gonna give your ass some vitamins and let you sit in that jail cell until you work something out. So
that's crazy.
No, I'm dead serious. Go to the Dominican, embassy website, and it actually says that they cannot help you with legal troubles. So all they can do is send you a priest and give you some vitamins. So you won't even get a ham sandwich. So if you get hooked up in some bullshit here, that's your ass. Yeah.
Man, that's cold blooded, straight up. Now
So
let me tell the audience something. If you if you guys if you guys are my subscribers, previous subscribers or new subscribers or whatnot, this is the biggest thing that you can learn from me. And y'all better listen close. When you guys go to different countries, either it be the Dominican Republic, Europe, whatever. But specifically, I know out here in Mexico and the DR, comparing the currency, our dollars trumps the currencies out here. So never spend more than necessary when it comes to going on dates or just in general, because the women are not impressed by it at all. Just the fact of you being genuine, that you genuinely want to take them on a date and just spend time with them, is more than enough. And I learned that multiple times. For I'll give you a perfect personal example. Like at sometimes I'm still stuck in that American mentality where I want to take her to the fanciest shit out here. I want to get this and I want to get that for her. That's just kind of me still having that portion of an American mentality. That's that I grew up with. So I wanted to take her to Applebee's. She's never been to Applebee's before. She was like, "What kind of food they got there?" And of course, me, I'm like, "Shit, man, Applebee's, that's the shit." But she was just as perfect and okay to go into like a little taco stand, or one of those little local house restaurants. She was perfectly okay with that, and a lot of dates that I've been on are okay with that. You don't have to take her to the fanciest shit. You don't have to blow tons of money. And I do admit I put myself in those situations where I want to buy them, certain clothes because I want to see them look good in certain things. But they don't question you about that. You don't have to do that shit. Just play it as a local. Just think of it as how much money would their typical boyfriend spend out here, them working their little factory jobs, or their little minimum wage, aka McDonald's jobs. They're okay with that because that's what they're accustomed to. They're not accustomed to our lifestyle as Americans. So you're only playing yourself if you want to go ahead and feel like you're the shit just by you buying them this and that. They don't care about that. Just like what Brother James said, you don't have to go out your way and dump tons of money on them because they didn't grow up like that. Just give them the genuineness and just show them that you want to fuck with them on some kind of genuine relations. So I'm still coming out that shell, even though me, I feel like I like to fucking buy shit just because the currency, our currency does fucking dominate like hell. So we have that benefit to go that extra route and buy more shit. But when it comes to the girls and the people, they don't care about you spending an X amount of money. Just you showing them your genuineness, they're cool with. That's the biggest tip I can give you guys. So if y'all want to spend extra money, that's all on y'all. But it's not in their favor. You're not going to gain more brownie points or lose more brownie points. That's all I got to say on that piece. What do you think about that, James?
that's true. I mean, if her family is impressed because you got all this money, that's probably a family you shouldn't be around. And because humble Dominicans that really care about you, are not interested in your money at all. Um, they're not always asking for a handout. My girl, her family has never asked me for anything in 2 years. So if if you're with a girl, her family starts asking for stuff week 2, hey, that's most likely that's not the girl for you. Now, one thing I will say is that doesn't mean you shouldn't, treat your girl right. And if she needs something or if there's something she really wants and she's looking after you, that you shouldn't get it for her, because woman wants to be treated nice. But like
Exactly.
I said, you have to gauge, is she really with you or is she with you for your money? Because if she's cool with you and her cooking every single day, together, you buy food or she might buy food, she cooks, cleans, and one day she might see a dress that she likes and it's cheap, get it for her.
Thank
But if
you.
she's like, hey, every single week, hey, I need this, I need a shopping spree, I need this, I need that, and no Dominican guys doing that. So why are you?
Exactly. And let me just pause you right there. Let me intervene on that of what you brought up. It's not a bad thing you spending money on foreign women or particularly Dominican women, since we're talking about the DR, because this is the way I look at it. And people may be different, but this is my take on it. If I look at our establishment first, how our relation is, it doesn't matter if it's a friendship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, and whatever the status is. If we've been vibing cool and we kind of had either some past good history, we're on good terms and we're vibing really cool. Or if it's just a girl I just met and I can feel that we're genuinely clicking, and she needs diapers, for example. Junior, she kept it real with me. And she ain't faking the funk. Okay, cool. Because if I feel like I'm gonna spend money, it's two parts with me. If I'm gonna decide to spend money, for one, I'm gonna look at the situation if it's genuine. The second part is that I'm gonna look at me give you the money if we're both gonna benefit from it. If I don't benefit from it at that moment, that's cool. But I'm not giving it to you for free just because I'm handing it to you. In the future, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So if we go to the grocery store, get some diapers, we go back to the crib, she just start cooking, she asks you what I want for dinner, that's just as fine for me. That's cool as fuck. Because I didn't have to ask her, hey, cook for me. She just started cooking for me. She even asked me what would I like to eat. So she's already doing her part. She feels obligated, like, okay, he hooked me up, he helped me out, and I just want to give back to him. That's being genuine. I don't mind doing little shit like that. I don't mind helping out people like that if it's genuine, if they're in a genuine situation and our establishing our fair grounds are vibing. I mean, a lot of people get it fucked up. Like, a person may look at it as, oh, I never trick off on a girl. People look at it on a complete different level, and it depends on how we grew up. Or us Black Americans, it is how we grew up. That word trick or tricking is used in a negative connotation. It's an exchange directly with currency in exchange for sexual services. That's how we grew up. So it's always going to be used in a negative light. But at the end of the day, you're going to spend money. Just make the situation feel genuine. I don't have a problem spending money on homegirls, homeboys, viejitos, viejitas, abuelos. It don't matter if it's your family and I'm cool with them and they give me a genuine situation. I have no problem helping them out. It's a matter of respect, the respeto. Respect the people, respect the locals. Because if you respect them and they know your respect is genuine, whoo, you gonna be very popular in a good way with them. They gonna have your back. You want to intervene on that, James?
Yeah, they'll definitely have your back because I've ran into situations where there's people that respect me and that actually care about me, and they've kept me out of situations that could have, that I probably wouldn't have been able to get out of. Because you got to understand, when you're in other people's countries, this is not the United States. You are not, the laws are not the same. Nope. It's not like, hey, you get a fair trial and you get a public defender. No, everything costs. And the judge and the lawyer and even your own lawyer might be against you because remember, a lot of people don't make enough money here. There's this one guy, he's American Dominican, but because he's American, they don't care about his mom and dad being Dominican. Leaving the DR at age 14. If you step foot on American soil and you live there long enough, they consider you an outsider.
Yep.
And even if you hire a lawyer, if you don't hire the right lawyer, your own lawyer will collude against you, and that's serious. Where either you pay everybody and you get to walk out, or they will leave your ass in prison, and they don't care if you end up getting killed in prison. Because a lot of guys get mugged and stuff because there's a whole bunch of serious criminals in there thinking that, oh, you're American, you must have money. So it's not like in the United States where you might have some type of gang to help you out. You join the gang. No, it's them against you. It's, 50 Dominican guys against, one American guy. And there's actually a hole. There's no actual bathroom for you to use bathroom in. So just avoid that situation altogether. Because I know a whole bunch of people that have, they've gotten their ass kicked to where they actually had to take them out, put them in the hospital because they went to jail over something minor. And the police, the judge, they have no sympathy for you because you're not one of them. You're not their brethren. You know what I mean? So be careful. Whatever situations you deal with these girls, make sure it's a girl that's, always check the background. Do some research. Ask some people around, hey, is she a good girl? Look at her photos. And don't just look at her. Look at what's behind her. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So
you have to observe that background.
Always gotta observe the background. Because like what I'll do is, man, I'll look at, okay, she's in a place with crown molding. Dominicans don't have that for the most part. So okay, she's in a place with a little money. Is she choppy adore? What's going on here? And like I said, if something looks out of place, more than likely it is. I mean that's the truth. If somebody looks like they're in a place that they don't belong, most likely they're in a place they don't belong. It's kind of like that old saying: if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's most likely a duck. And we get taken advantage of because we want to believe in a dream. And you got to understand, your dreams can turn into nightmares real quick if you don't look out for you. Because remember, you're not in Atlanta, you're not in New York, you're not in, Miami or Boston or Chicago. You're in a third world country that's been kind of painted over a little bit. So it looks nice and cute. But remember, when you come down here and you go to every business and every bank and there's a guy outside with a shotgun, it lets you know where you are real quick.
Damn. That's real. That's the abroad life.
Every security guard has a shotgun, not a handgun, a shotgun. Why is that? Just think about that. Guys, next time you're down here and you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of guys with shotguns and machetes. It's not because those things are cute and cuddly and they like holding on to them. It's because
sorry about that. The internet went out. You know how it is in DR.
Now let me ask you this, James, about the internet. I know it's kind of off topic, but how good is the internet down there, man? Because I know Alvin, he's be cutting in and out like randomly.
It depends. It really depends on what area you live in. Like if you're in a nice neighborhood, then you're gonna have consistent internet, no issues whatsoever. So just make sure that you're in an internet that caters to people with money. Like I said, everything here is about money. I mean, make sure you're in the area
where I live at. It's like where I live at. It's like kind of ghetto-ish, but it's like new apartments. You know what I'm saying? It's not ghetto-ish like it's dangerous. Ghetto-ish is just fucking up. It's like my apartment. I live in a new apartment. But right outside my apartment, it's kind of decent. So, and I live in like in a overcrowded area. So like I don't know, man. That's why I'm thinking about moving back to Santiago. Santiago was better. Oh, yeah, because I had better internet. But the thing is, I have 24/7 electricity. I don't have to worry about no inverter. If I go Santiago, power goes out the whole day. So it's like,
Damn, that's
damn if you don't.
all bad.
Yeah, so you have to have an inverter in your apartment. Like if you want to live in Dominican Republic and you want to have 24/7, highly recommend get a power inverter.
Or install some solar panels.
Oh yeah, that too.
I mean, I don't know if they have that technology down there, but
They
I
do.
mean, I'm pretty sure they do.
They do. They do. You can actually be off the grid, unlike United States. Like if you're off the grid, that's illegal. To have your own energy, but
Damn, I didn't know that.
Out here, it's you can have your own energy. You don't have to rely on the government's energy. You can rely on your own solar panel.
That's pretty dope. Now let me ask both of you guys this, and this is starting with James because I know a lot of people out there that's listening. They want to get filled in on
what was going on. What was basically was good. What was the topic while I left?
we covered a bunch. With James covered a bunch of stuff. You'll just have to listen to the replay once I finish uploading it. But what a lot of people might want to know, including myself, I'm curious. And I know we touched on this a little bit earlier, but James, when it comes to me, I'm curious about when it comes to relationships with Dominican women. Do they like to publicize on social media their boyfriends and the men that they're excited and are with?
For the most part, no. Nope. It's not every woman, but for the most part, no. And it's not because they're trying to hide you for malicious reasons. Even though sometimes that is the case. If it's a choppy door, she got multiple guys sending her money. But even if a girl really likes you, cares about you, and you're her legit boyfriend, she might not post a whole bunch of pictures with you. And it's because other girls might try to get at you, even her own friends. So that's pretty much advertising, come take my man. No. And so
I mean, which makes sense, and a lot of people, you guys have to look at it, not James and Alvin, but speaking to the audience, we try to keep it unbiased. So I know for me myself out here in Mexico, women do nothing but put their boyfriends on and lovers on social media and just adore every little moment, every picture, with them on the internet. And in a way, if you love that person, or you're very, compassionate with that person or passionate with that person, then yeah, that should be cool or not. But on the flip side, when James brought up, out there in the Dominican Republic, they feel a different type of way. They look at it in a different light, which means that they don't want to cause more people to be brought into their relationships and to cause problems, by being hit on and, trying to take what they got. People may feel like, it's competition of a game, so people have to look at it on both ends though, which I understand, because if you have a high ratio of women compared to men, the women get the short end of the stick because they have to compete for those minimum numbers of guys. So yeah, it's good for the guys, but to the women, it sucks. So it only makes sense to kind of hide, your trophy. You're hiding your gold, your assets, which makes sense. Which I don't knock them at all. I think everybody should be able to, hide and keep to themselves with their assets. Because assets are very rare to find.
One thing I'd like to say is the difference between the United States and a lot of European countries versus a lot of other countries. and not just the DR. In the United States, relationships are treated as trophies, and people are treated as objects that you own. So you might say, "Oh, hey, I have a boyfriend. Hey, everybody have a boyfriend," or "Hey, everybody have a girlfriend. Hey, I have a girlfriend. Here's all these pictures." Hey, just to justify the relationship. When a lot of other countries that doesn't work. In the United States, sex is sex is held to like such high regard, and if you cheat on somebody, then now you have the right to take half the resources and leave them and destroy them, and hey, shame them and stuff like that. When a lot of other countries also don't hold that in high regard, it's not the end of the world. So you have to understand that there's a big difference. And in the United States, everything's about the trophy. What did I win? What did I win? What did I get? And in other countries, it's about the competition. So think about that. One's about the trophy, one's about the competition. In the United States, everybody wants a trophy for everything. You want a trophy for just participating. In other countries, it's about winning. So how do you win? Actually have a solid relationship, guarding your gold, making sure that you're the one that's in control. Versus US, hey, everybody gets a trophy, but is the trophy really worth anything if everyone has one?
Very true. So, and I know a lot of Americans, they will, debate that and say, hey, well, it's not just about having a trophy, but if you passionately love your partner and you want to express your love, so it'll be a way to express how happy you are with that person, and you guys enjoy those moments, and you guys just want to just share those beautiful, passionate moments to the world. So I understand that point of view and that aspect as well. But all I'm saying is that nobody is wrong. No perspective is wrong. So I know a lot of people, Americans or people from other countries, they might look at the Dominican perspective as, oh, you guys just want to be secretive and, look at it as a negative aspect, rather it's being positive to them, So at the end of the day, everyone just needs to respect each other's perspectives on things. No one has a wrong answer, or a wrong perspective.
Yeah, it majority of it, not all of it, but majority of it, because I know from experience, it was a chick that I was talking to. She was showing her boyfriend on Facebook, and she's from the DR. So it's just true. There are some aspects are like that, but majority, a lot of women are very private as a general rule. There are exceptions to the rule like anything else, but majority of the women, they really want to guard their men, which is, I understand.
Let me chime in right quick to the audience. Hey, I'm sorry I haven't been reading your guys' live comments. I'm still new to this whole live stream shit. So let me just read you guys what the people have been saying to us, James and Alvin. So from Mulano, the travel boy, he says, these weekend warriors making us Americans look bad. I've never heard of that before. Weekend warriors. I'm guessing.
I ain't no damn weekend warrior. I live here, man.
No, but I think he's referring to, like, I can't hear him. I think he's referring to either the people that travel to the DR on the weekends, and live it up and then come back. I think he's referring to those group of people that go out there on the weekends, not to you guys that actually live there permanently. But I've never heard that phrase, weekend warriors. That's hella funny though.
Yeah, the weekend warrior. I think I've had I've talked to Mulano before on Facebook in one of the WhatsApp groups. I think he might have used to have a YouTube channel. So shout out to Mulano.
Yeah. Shout out to him too, man. He inspired me. Hey, do not be them Western Union hoes. Don't be sending money to them Western Union chicks. That's where I got that shit from.
I feel you. Let me read some of these comments. You guys can look at the comments too. If you go to my YouTube link, and this is from Lewis Key. He says, "Brothers come off the plane simping and get got before they even pick up their luggage.
Ooh,
That
Oh,
shit is crazy.
yeah, man.
that's one thing I have to
Um,
say. Some guys will be like, man, I've been down there 10, 15 times, and they're still simping on the 15th trip. So
man.
any new guys, don't ask your boy. Ask somebody that actually lives down here.
Yep.
Because
Uh,
and I'm not talking about, there's another guy, I don't want to, put him out because he has a YouTube channel. Good guy. I'm not gonna put him on blast, but
uh,
he recently did a video with African American women that he brought down here, which upset a lot of brothers. You know, a lot of guys are saying don't ruin the fantasy of the DR by bringing American shit over here. But
uh,
which is true, I definitely agree with that. But if you don't speak Spanish, it's really hard to get a full view of the island, and because you might be thinking you're getting a good deal, when at the same time they're actually double charging you. Because I remember
Yep.
some YouTube videos, and he was talking about the wrong prices for everything. Like a haircut was a ridiculous amount. I'm just like, oh hell no. A haircut's like only 150 pesos.
Like 200 max.
Yeah, 200 max.
200, 250, depending on a good day. But majority max is 200 pesos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so always look at guys that have been here for a long time. If they've lived here, I would say for a few years and speak enough Spanish to where somebody calls them a jaiba, then that's when you know that's the guy you go to. If somebody says jaiba cangrejo, that's who you go to, because that means the Dominicans are saying, oh, he knows too much. He knows about the real prices. You can't get over on him. So it's an insult, but it's a badge of honor, because that means that you're not overpaying like these idiot guys that are like, hey, the taxi guys, tell them $35 just to drive right down the street or whatever, because honestly, you can catch an Uber in a lot of places in the U.S. Like from, not the U.S., DR. So for instance, the taxi from the taxi from the Puerto Plata airport to down to Sosua, like a lot of these taxi guys used to say $20, but now they're saying 30, 35, trying to jack up the price. If you actually look on Uber, it's like 150 pesos, which is like $3. So they're charging you literally 10 times the actual price. So so if your boy says, man, I got this good taxi guy, the moment he says that, you already know he doesn't know what he's talking about. Especially
they have Uber in the DR, right?
Yeah, they have Uber. They have Uber, but they also have a lot of other taxi services that came out with their own apps to compete with Uber. So if you're honestly spending over $3 for a ride, it's probably a really long ass ride. But if you're spending more than 150 pesos for a ride, something's not right.
Well, it depends on what part too. Depends on what part of DR you go to. Like I live in San Domingo. It's like LA, New York. And I spent on the average, if I go from where I live at to, let's say, middle of the city, depending on the traffic and everything, it could be up to 400 pesos. So if you're near where everything is, it's easier. But if you live far out, I expect to pay like 400 pesos. 450, that's like $9 and some change just to go one area. But if you can go take the little controls or something to the train station, and you can go pretty much everywhere, near where you want to go, like a mall, or less than 40 pesos to take the train, or 20 pesos, to take one way. Or if you could just put 100 pesos, like a little ticket, like a card, a train card, and you put like maybe 100, 200, 300 pesos, you can go pretty much anywhere one way for 20 pesos for one way of whatever you go to in Santo Domingo, if you could take the train. But The train, there's a downside. Uh, it's going to be overcrowded depending on the day. If you go in the afternoon in the weekday, you're going to expect to be overcrowded, bunched up like sardines. So
Damn.
that's what I should. That it is yeah, it's expensive. Like San Domingo is expensive to some. It may not be expensive to us as Americans. We oh yeah, $10 ain't nothing. You know, from going from here to here, and it takes 10, 15 minutes. Because you know, in California, from 5 miles, that's like $18, $20. That ain't nothing.
Fuck.
But you know, it can be more expensive as far as getting to one place to another in San Domingo. But Puerto Plata and Sosúa probably easier, cheaper. You know, but yeah,
Mm.
it's
And
kind of like everything's spread out a little bit in Santo Domingo. It's a bigger populated city. Like if tourists want to go, like oh yeah, I want to just be similar like L.A., New York, in the big city, go to San Domingo. If you want the smaller cities, Santiago, uh, Puerto Plata, Sosúa, probably easier for them to to move around. It's cheaper and
hmm.
everything is less crowded. It's here where I'm at. Oh my gosh, crowded as fuck.
But crowded can be a good thing at
Yeah, I mean
times.
there's more stuff out here than than anywhere in the country in Dominican Republic, but everything is overcrowded. Like you'll be like, oh my gosh.
But like, can you give specifics about it being overcrowded? Like, in what way? In what aspect?
Like for example, like I said, if you go to a train station, right, and let's say you're middle of the city, you're trying to go back home, and you're probably far out in the city, depending on where you live. Because I live probably north from the city. You know, there's a place called Villa Maya, and it's it's the first station. Will be the last station for me if I'm going north, but it'll be the first station going north and all the way, and then you go middle of the city. It's like overcrowded. You'll be a bunch of people in the train. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just so much. It's over. And then sometimes the controls won't let you. If you're a big guy, you're gonna pay double, or they'll just leave because they have to say, "Oh yeah, you're too big, or you're tall, or you're too this," and they'll pass you by. It can be difficult. Whereas uh, uh, Santiago or San Domingo, they easier to deal with. You know what I'm saying? As far as like transportation, San Domingo is
Mm.
kind of difficult for the little conchos, the car conchos. You know, in a way, or they're kind of dicks because it's kind of like being in L.A., New York. You know what I'm saying? Being in the big city. So in the smaller cities, it's easier as far as transportation. You know what I'm saying? They kind of okay. You pay 50 pesos to take a concho, like say for example, Puerto Plata, from one part of the city to another, it's 50 pesos, easy. Or I don't know about Sosúa. I've been to Sosúa once, a couple of times, but I haven't got into Sosúa. But for what I've seen or experienced when I got to the one of the bus stops, it was 50 pesos. So the
Mm.
smaller towns are easier to deal with, but the major city like Santo Domingo, the capital, oh my gosh, it's horrible.
Damn, it's like
You
LA
know,
traffic, huh?
yeah, it's like LA traffic, New York traffic.
Damn, that's all bad. Damn, well, now you guys know if you guys decide to stay out here for an extended period of time, that's
Uh huh.
what you got to deal
Like
with.
live
The
near
the
to
kind of
where a
traffic
lot of
you have
stuff.
to deal with.
Like I would recommend if I tell people if you live in San Domingo, live where that, or if you want to live in San Domingo, live in the central city area, the downtown area, the area where it's heavily populated. Don't live in the outskirts. Because if you live in the outskirts, it's going to be very difficult to get into the. It's going to be very, very crowded. It's hectic. It's frustrating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's kind of cool, yeah. You know, it's very laid back. But if you can find a nice area that's it's relaxing in the central city area with a good price, it's pretty good. That's what I tell people.
cool.
Don't live in the outskirts of the city because, oh my God,
Mm.
getting into the city is just
All
Lord
right, so
Jesus.
let me just give a shout out, and he's asking about James. I think his name is Dominus Dexterous. I hope I'm saying your name right, brother. He says, "Peace, brothers. I'm traveling to the DR this summer. How do we get a hold, or how do we get more info from James?" I'll go ahead and drop his Facebook in the description box, but you can speak on that, James, if you want. Give out your info. Well, I'm sure he's listening right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say get in contact with Negrito Grande. He'll definitely give you my information and just hit me up if you guys need to, me to show you around Santiago or Sosua, Puerto Plata, Cabarete. So usually if I'm in town, I'm willing to help out.
Yeah, James is like the Negro Damas of the DR. I mean, y'all can hate it or love it, but that boy has some stripes on his belt, or
Yeah,
some
yeah, he got
stripes
more
under
stripes
his
than me.
belt.
There's a lot of stuff I learned from him. It's like, man,
You
I
know,
didn't
we
even
just try to
know.
give, we try to, no, go ahead. We just try to give you guys, the best of, las buenas y las malas, the goods and the bad, but we try to keep it balanced to keep you guys on your toes, what to expect. We just try to give you guys the expectations. If you guys decide to go out there, what to expect, not just to sugarcoat a bunch of shit, and live that tourist life. Like, nah, just always keep that one eye open, but just observe your surroundings and see how shit operates, and just respect the locals, respeta la gente, and everything will probably be cool. Be humble about it. But I know we've all said a lot, especially when it comes to tips. James said you mean humble. I think you said something else too that was a main key factor. But the main thing is when you go out there, be humble. Interact with the locals, vibe with them, and don't try to be a showboat like you're better than them. That's
Yeah, you can get
those are the
got.
key factors.
You can get
Uh-huh.
got.
Those are the key factors that I want to give you guys out there. With those main key concepts, if you take those into consideration, that will go a long way. Trust me. And I know we're just referring to the Dominican Republic, and James being Negro Diamonds of the DR. But if you guys are subscribed to my other YouTube channel, me being in Mexico, you guys already know what I'm talking about. So I don't even have to explain, my main points. But just reiterating what James was saying, since he lives there, you know, people are really gonna respect you and want to help you a lot more if you take those concepts into consideration. So I don't
Right.
know, man. We're brothers abroad. We've embraced ourselves into the culture, and we learning how it operates, and we just giving back to you guys, trying to keep you guys updated and put on game so you guys won't be the donkeys of the day when you guys go out there. So um, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. In our next topic, what I want to talk about with James is about. I know you guys are interested about how is it like if multiple family members, when it comes to females, like you. How would that turn out? So that's gonna be our next topic. Is it possible when multiple females of the same family like you, how would you handle that situation? That'll be the next topic. So y'all stay in tuned to the next show. James, you want to leave them with any last final thoughts
I want to
before we
say,
wrap up?
spoiler alert. I've done it 3 times. never works out.
Veteran.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep the details minimum until the next show, but stay tuned. I'll leave all of the info. You guys can follow in the description box. You can reach out to me. You can reach out, to James, and I have a Facebook group in a live chat too, though. So we give our own experiences and tips and do's and don'ts interactively on Facebook. So yeah, just be looking out for the info in the box below. So yeah, peace out, one love. Ask questions. If you guys been to the DR before, let us know. If you guys can relate to the situations or just anywhere in Latin America, just anywhere abroad, let us know. We're not just specific and specialized in Latin America, but if you guys been everywhere else, shit, we're open to learn more too. So that's what we're about. So one love, I'm out, Negrito Grande. Vale pues, arriba la República Dominicana. Me voy muy, muy, muy pronto. Arre pues, vale.